Rundown January 18th. Lisa adds mattresses, tons of mattresses. If you need a mattress and you don't buy it from Lisa.com, then you're just a fool. They're $500 mattresses. They don't have the overhead because it's online, so they're cheaper. You go, you get a $75 coupon. You can use it forever. It never expires. It's madness. Mattresses. Lisa.com, mattresses. Hank, this thing.
I'm buying 3 right now.
I am a pitch. I am a pitch man like no other. Let's get into it. The NFL. If you can't tell, I'm a big noodle. I'm a huge noodle. I gotta get some ginger ale. I gotta get some Ritz crackers. That's what I like eating when I'm sick. I don't even know if I'm going to make it to Denver. I was going to take the RV. We've swapped out the Dixie bus. It's now just Barstool Sports. It's now just the Barstool Sports bus. But I don't feel good.
Wait, hold on. You were never, ever going to get on that bus and drive from Boston to Denver.
No, I would have.
Okay.
That would have legitimately killed you, first of all. B, come on. You want to be on a nice, comfy Lisa mattress, not on a fucking RV driving to Denver.
Let's get it.
This
This will be 5 straight. No, I probably won't be healthy. This is 7 to 10 days. That's how long I get sick for.
What happened, Dave? Did you celebrate too much?
Thursday, I went out New York Thursday, Tau, late. At this point, I don't know if it makes me weak. If I go out one night, 3 days later, I get sick like clockwork.
Live on Sunday, die on Monday.
It's a debacle. So I'm gonna have 5 Jordan flu games all week. The fact I'm even here is a tribute to my work ethic and why my new boss is probably invested in us.
You know what? It's a tribute to Dr. King. MLK would respect this sort of dedication on his day.
He would. And
the most racist thing ever to make us work today.
And I had to come in though, because the Patriots, they're gonna be top number 1. They dominated the Chiefs. That game was never in doubt. And now they're going to go play the Broncos, who stink. The Broncos stink. Peyton Manning is, it's almost sad. This is like when Muhammad Ali fought Larry Holmes, and Muhammad Ali was like 100, and just you didn't want to see him get killed. Peyton Manning can't even throw a football. So
What? You didn't watch that game though, right?
Which one?
You said you didn't watch like any other game besides the Patriots.
No, I watched it. I said I'm running a 105 fever, and I dragged myself out of bed so I could scout the Steelers Broncos game.
I obviously think the Patriots are the better team than the Broncos. They're healthy and back, and looked awesome on offense.
FYI, I've been saying that for like 6 months.
Peyton Manning looked that bad yesterday. He had a shitload of drops, and it was like a million-miles-an-hour win. And he looked like Peyton Manning's looked the last 2 years, where he throws ducks. But he didn't look like he was getting the ball to the right places. It wasn't Kansas City Chiefs game, Peyton, when he couldn't throw, he couldn't make a pass that was even close to the receivers he was going to.
If he plays that way next week, they're in trouble.
He throws ducks.
I said that. I'm just saying he didn't. My biggest takeaway from that game was not Peyton Manning looked so bad. He looked about what he's looked like the last couple of years, which isn't very good, but it wasn't like the disaster Peyton that we saw a few times.
But here's the thing: the Patriots, like you said, they're gonna make like the Steelers. First of all, Roethlisberger was healthier than I actually thought he was going to be.
He's indestructible, that guy. It's unbelievable.
I'd rather Roethlisberger than Manning. I think Roethlisberger, through every point of his career, has been better than Peyton. But the Patriots are going to score. So the Broncos are going to have to score. So Peyton's going to have to throw when you know he's going to have to throw, and that's going to cause major problems for him.
Was this portion brought to you by Magic Johnson?
The Patriots are going to have to score more points than their opposition, Dan. I don't know if you knew that.
You guys, you're not catching my drift because I've been right.
We got it, Dave.
No, I don't know that you did, Dan, because I've been right about everything I've said about the Patriots pretty much every single way, all the way back to like 6 years ago. The point is, the Patriots are. Peyton Manning didn't have to do anything versus Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh barely scored and was so conservative. What? Why you give me that look?
They were down for the majority of the game.
Yeah, but it was like 13 to 12.
I don't want to do the nuance thing. All I'm saying is, I watched that game. My
don't want
biggest
to do the
takeaway
nuance
was
thing.
not Peyton Manning is the worst ever.
Do you think Peyton Manning can score 30 points?
I started this whole entire portion with saying the Patriots look awesome and they're a better team than the Broncos. I'm just telling you, my biggest takeaway from Sunday was not Peyton Manning is so dead.
He's dead. Do you think he can score 30 points, Peyton Manning?
I think the Broncos can keep the Patriots to under 30 points.
No chance. KFC?
I think if they don't drop like 10 of his fucking passes. I mean, again,
Right.
I know he was throwing ducks. They weren't crisp balls, but holy shit, that was insane.
That was my biggest takeaway, that his receivers really kind of like Peyton Manning's not very good anymore, so you can't drop the ones he gets to you.
It's probably because he's like throwing them in there, like coming in sideways to you, like fucking, and they're not coming in how a normal
like
football
a
comes in.
fucking sideways football.
Listen, Dave, here's my question. All right, since obviously this is going to be all about the Patriots and all about you and all about your sickness, we'll just ask you this. Last year I agreed with you. The AFC Championship game was a joke.
I said that last year. I said I had right.
The Broncos this year are better than the Colts.
I have as much nervousness going into this week in this game as I did last year with the Colts. I don't
That's
think.
crazy to me.
I
would
there's.
say if I had to do gun to my head right now, I'd say the Patriots have a 75% chance of winning this game, but I still could see a scenario where the Broncos could possibly pull off an upset.
Just the mere fact that they're in Denver is a huge difference to the Colts last year.
Yeah, but no, it isn't. Belichick didn't care, which makes me at ease. I would say I honestly 100% think I don't think there's any way they lose this game. There's just no way. They're just that much better than this team. This team, the Broncos stink. As I've said, the Super Bowl will be a war. I assume we're going to play Carolina, but if it's Arizona, whoever it is, that's going to be one of those games for the ages where I'm up on the edge of my seat, last possession game. The NFC is way better than the AFC, but the Patriots are 1,000 million billion times better than the Broncos. They really are. Other games, KFC, any other thoughts from the divisional rounds?
If that coin flip scenario happened to you, we would never hear the end of it.
Hold on, that didn't.
The fact that it was just like, the ref was just like, all right, listen, I fucked that up. We're all going to do it over again. Coin didn't lie anyway, and it was just move on, let's play football, was beautiful. I mean, everybody, that's the way it should have happened. If it happened to you in any other scenario where you might have got screwed, forget about it. We would never.
Aaron Rodgers was complaining about it the whole time.
You and Aaron Rodgers, exactly.
Yeah, I want to complain. I would have complained.
You don't complain, Dave.
Is that a good laugh? Was that a good over-the-top laugh?
I don't know how you can complain. I don't know how you can complain. It went head. The Cardinals won it twice. What can you complain about? If the coin flip came different and the Packers won, then you could complain. What the hell were the Packers doing with like the Hail Mary? Aaron Rodgers looked like Andy Reid with the time thing when he like ran a play at the end. That was crazy. He bailed himself out. By the way, that Peyton Manning self-sack, that's the cheapest play in the history of the league.
Genius.
That was savvy.
That's a Bill Belichick trick if it goes the other way.
That was the dirtiest play, cheapest play.
That happens. If Tom Brady would ever do that, Belichick practices that. We do that in practice.
Jedi. What a Jedi.
No, I mean
Star Wars and the Patriots.
And then Peyton Manning, I don't know if you saw, he said that he told Emmanuel Sanders like to be on the lookout for that play.
I'm pretty sure that was a joke, Dave.
I think you're a joke.
Dude, you're the worst.
I'm the worst.
Worst.
I'm the worst.
The Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary. Dave, we've talked about it in the pick'em, how Aaron Rodgers just like dances in my brain all the time. That was why. That kind of shit that he does, where the Packers, first of all, Randall Cobb goes out. They have no business being in that game to the guys he's throwing to. And he does it all on himself. And going to his left, full-on blitz, throwing it 60 yards in the air, I don't know if there's anyone else in the NFL who can make that throw.
You sound like the announcers. I thought the catch was better than the throw.
Dude, come on. The catch was great, but the throw.
Catch was great.
Balance across his body, like looking at the ground, and it was in the air for like 65 yards.
There's no way. There's no one else in the NFL who can make that throw. I honestly believe that. He's going the opposite direction of his arm. He's running left.
He's got a great arm.
Right.
Jeff George could make that throw. I mean, he's got a great arm.
Jeff, I said in the NFL right now. I mean, now you sound like Jason Whitlock. Jeff George could play probably tomorrow if someone gave him a shot. I'll say this though. The Larry Fitzgerald, the shovel pass was unbelievable. Bruce Arians, though, he's a great coach. He was almost the GOAT there because he was throwing crazy pass patterns when he needed to kill clock at the end of the game. That was Andy Reid. Andy Reid, on top of everything, had the best, most Andy Reid moment ever with that Chiefs last drive against the Patriots, too.
Oh, I don't know what they were doing. It was exactly like when the Patriots played the Eagles in the Super Bowl, when it's like you have to hustle. I mean, they spent like 3 minutes at the goal line.
It was every single, like, we all joke about Andy Reid, and we make these jokes, and then Andy Reid was like, you know what, everyone makes these jokes, I'm just going to give them more material and prove them right even more.
Andy Reid needs someone on his coaching staff at all times just to tap him on the shoulder and be like, you're pulling an Andy Reid. That's all he has to say. Someone needs to say those things to that guy.
See, here's
They had first and goal on the one with 2.5 minutes left. They huddled. They huddled. And they went to the 2-minute warning.
Here's the thing with Andy Reid, though, and I tweeted this out. You can't rattle Andy Reid, because he doesn't take time, score, space into the equation of how he coaches. He's just a flat line, like he just coaches at the same speed.
He's like the Eli. Like, Eli's never flustered, but he's never really great either. He's just that plain boy.
But it's like, because their stupidity almost helps them in that respect. It's
Right.
like Andy Reid is constantly coaching like there's a fifth quarter coming up.
So what do we have for Super Bowl predictions? Let's see if they've changed. I am sticking with what I started with before the playoffs, which is Patriots, Panthers. Obviously the chalk, but I think the chalk is what we're going to see. Big Cat?
I lean that way as well. Carson Palmer is another one. He was really, really bad.
Real bad.
Really bad. Larry Fitzgerald bailed him out in a big way. That interception he threw in the end zone was one of the worst interceptions I've seen in the playoffs.
And he threw another one that should have been picked, which would have lost him the game.
Would have been a pick six, 100 yards, right. So, come to your head right now, I think you have to go Panthers, Patriots, even though it's chalk.
Well,
The stronger teams. Although the Panthers now, this has happened like a few times. They did it against, remember the Colts Monday night game? I think they did it with the Eagles. They get up big and they just let teams come back, and it's a weird dynamic where they don't know how to play 60 minutes with their foot on the pedal.
KFC?
I think it'll probably be Patriots, Panthers. I would want Larry Fitzgerald to get one. So if I could somehow get the Cardinals in there, I'd like that. But
What, you like Larry Fitzgerald? What do you like, a humanitarian? What do you fucking care about Larry Fitzgerald all of a sudden? KFC wants Larry Fitzgerald to get one? Why?
I think out of all like the superstars left in the pack, I want to see a guy that plays that well, who's stuck with his team the whole career, and is a good guy, get a ring. I don't know if that's why that's such a crazy thought.
Oh, I want to see Larry Fitzgerald get one. I didn't see that coming.
I actually agree with Kevin there.
You guys both. You're the Larry Fitzgerald
It's like a
fucking
very
dick suck
common
club
thought.
here.
It's like if your team's not in it, to pick a guy or a team that you want to see win, get one.
The problem is Dave doesn't know. You know like 5 players outside of the Patriots.
Yeah, that's
you learned
true.
Le'Veon Bell this year.
What's that?
You know like 5 players outside the Patriots.
What did that have to do with Le'Veon Bell?
You learned his name this year.
Oh, come on. Listen, I didn't know that we were all doing the fucking Larry Fitzgerald, like, all of a sudden fucking Man of the Year award. You know what? I fucking hate Larry Fitzgerald now. I want the Cardinals to be there just so we can stomp on Larry Fitzgerald's fucking hopes and dreams and watch that. You know what this is? This is loser franchise talk, KFC. It's like when your team stinks and never gonna get there, you start resorting to, I'd like to see Larry Fitzgerald fucking get one. Maybe have a parade for Larry Fitzgerald. Give me a break. Bobby Marjanovic.
Again, you are the worst.
Yeah. That was just like the lamest of all takes. Like nothing outside of, you can never have any.
So who fucking cares about Larry Fitzgerald? I'd like to see Larry Fitzgerald get one. Why? Who cares? Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself.
Bobby Marjanovic. Bobby Marjanovic.
Fine.
Yourself. You just went on a rant about who Kevin roots for, and it's like making you upset. You worry about yourself.
No, you worry about yourself. Worry about your teams. That's what I mean. Don't worry about Larry Fitzgerald getting a ring. Who fucking cares? He don't play for you. Your teams stink. Bobby Marjanovic for the third time. One of the best Vines dunks ever. First of all, you want to talk about me not knowing who guys? I never heard of this guy. I didn't even know this was real. I thought this guy looks like he's out of a movie, like a B-rated bad movie or something. Unbelievable dunk. Unbelievable looking guy. Unbelievable reaction after he dunked on him. I could watch this 1,000 times. I'll never get sick of Bobby Marjanovic. KFC?
He's not human. That guy is. He's like. It's like it's like Bigfoot plays for the Spurs. It's like they signed the Abominable Snowman. I need his DNA tested because he's part alien, part creature. That is not a real human. His hands are like fucking huge. And what's funny is you wouldn't expect a guy like that to be kind of cocky. You know what I mean? Like usually they're like big, gentle giants and they're all goofy. For him to throw down and then like kind of bear hug that guy, unbelievable. And what's even more unbelievable is the fact that he's got like a pretty hot wife. Who? I mean, I know, listen, everyone's a professional athlete. I'm sure he makes a lot of money. That dude does not deserve love. That dude does not deserve a woman. That guy, what is she thinking?
Yeah, I would have maybe agreed, but when I saw that dunk, like, now I got why he had a hot wife. Big Cat?
That picture of he and his wife, like, on their wedding day on the beach was laugh out loud funny. I mean, shit. I thought she was a dwarf for a minute when I couldn't figure out the context. My only problem with this dunk, I feel like if you're the tall guy, you can't talk shit. You know what I mean? Like that's a shorter guy thing to do. Like you didn't really dunk on anyone. You're just an enormous freak of a human being. And did he even leave his feet? I don't think he left his feet. So it's like you didn't really dunk on him. It's just he's playing basketball and that guy happened to be around him because he's a fucking freak.
Yeah, I mean, was anybody giving shit? I think it was Jeremy Evans. Was anybody like giving that guy a hard time? I feel like everyone's kind of like, sorry, dude, that sucks. No one's like, oh, you got put on a poster by John McGarvey.
It's just like you just happened to be there, right?
Yeah, but he didn't get put on. I don't know. Did he get put on a poster? I don't know. He didn't like the dunk, but the after effect, he did get put. Like when he's hugging him and he's like bringing his face like to him. That's a poster. Like it was fine. You didn't get dunked on, but then you got hugged and taunted like after, which was.
I just feel like that should be illegal for tall guys. Like if it's Hank for the rundown for the show, find the Rondo dunk when in high school when he like basically jumped on a guy's back. That kind of shit. When like the short guy dunks on someone and then talk shit, then I'm like, oh shit. No, don't ever play basketball.
You're totally underestimating what he looks like. When you look like he does, you can get away with it. It's not like just tall guy. He's some sort of creature. So the creature aspect of it is why it worked.
You deserve to have that happen if you even try to play defense on that dude. That you learned your lesson. Run away. Get out of the way. The fucking train's coming through, man.
All right. This hockey fight. Someone said this was juniors. I don't think this is juniors. I think this is a men's league of some sort. But so there's a little skirmish. The ref actually like sort of punches one of the guys in the faces, gets involved in the fight. The trainer comes out of the woodwork, spears the guy. The ref spears the ref. The ref plays dead for a couple minutes. I don't know. Thought it was a interesting video. Feitelberg was liking it. Gaz thought it was like the funniest thing he'd ever seen. KFC?
There's a lot of flopping in this. The dude who originally starts the melee flops when the ref kind of just gives him a little rabbit punch. The ref ends up flopping with the hardo trainer. It just seemed like, I don't know. I need to find out if it was juniors or who it was to really put it in the proper context.
It says junior hockey trainer.
Yeah, I think it was a men's league. I've watched this was not juniors is pretty high level hockey. I think our hockey resident just said there's a lot of level of juniors. So I don't know.
I like the ref mixing it up until that flop though. I feel like that guy was being a dick and just snuffing his face like that. I like that.
Big Cat.
This is just Canada. They're just crazy about hockey. Refs will fight people. My only takeaway from this was the guy who ran on the ice. The fact that he was able to run full sprint on ice, I mean, that was impressive.
I've probably told this story. Bruins, they had like opposite ends of the blue line shootout. Have I told you guys this story?
Steve, rest assured you've told every story you've got.
You know,
No stories that have not been told.
I'm not going to tell this story. It's a real funny one, and I'm sure... I'm sure a lot of people... I've already told it, so I don't want to tell it again. I'm sure a lot of people, though, are going to be like, damn, I wish I heard that story because he tells good stories.
Wasn't it they didn't set it up for lefties?
They didn't set up for lefties. They didn't have a mat for me to stand on. So the first time I won, I took my stick and I was shooting at the crowd, and then I fell down and broke my finger, my knuckle, and they had to take me in and sign paperwork that said I won't sue the Bruins. Now, why is that relevant to this story? Because it is hard to run on ice without the mat. When I didn't do it and I celebrated, I fell down. Crowd started booing me too. Feitelberg, you want to come up here and talk about your date? This microphone, Hank, stinks. I can't get it to stay up.
It's like Trump. Did you like that video?
Yeah, that was it.
So Feitelberg went on a date, as everyone knows. If you guys want to ask questions, the girl was supposed to come on, but she bailed. I tried to have her come on the rundown. Here, you can take the mic.
Huh?
It's probably for the best that she just moves on from this weird little Barstool world.
Kevin, like your hair.
Toe in the water, and I think that was enough for her.
Well, that was
The funniest thing was after the game, we went to Toby Keith's, which is like a bar over by Gillette. And I was a little drunk, so I was like, what are you doing next weekend? Because I can probably get my boss to send us to Denver. And she was like, no. Normal people don't travel across the country because it would be kind of funny for a blog. Any questions?
Tweet about Stooley's coming up to you at the tailgate where it was so funny and so Barstool. I don't think Stooley's realize how little awareness they really have in these situations.
dude. That was like at one point.
Are you gonna fuck this girl?
At one point, I kind of got I was like, okay, I get how people hate us because there were a lot of people coming up and screaming in her face like, you gotta fuck this guy tonight. It's like,
well, that was what I was gonna ask because you tweeted and said that first of all when you were on the news and you're like, is this off the record? That was awesome. So
I said in the vlog that I was home and I was watching that with my mom and she was like, wait, but seriously, have you ever gotten a Craigslist date before? I stayed off the record with her too.
What happened with the KO Barstool chick at the
Nothing.
tailgate?
I was very concerned.
Are you talking about Anna Sembor?
No, it wasn't like a real KO Barstool.
Oh.
She came right up to me and she's like, "Hey, I'm a feminist." I was like, "Cool." She's like, "I don't really respect you or what you do." So I didn't really. I kind of just steered clear to her. But by the end,
bring that to me, and there'd be a much different. Someone said that. Someone at the
she
Patriots
said
game
she does
came
not
up
respect Barstool as a media platform.
Fuck kind of asshole does that?
It was an odd move. I wasn't gonna punch a girl, but it was a weird move. But she did end up taking a selfie.
Was she
with
ugly?
me.
The girl who said she didn't respect.
He's gonna be hot. What?
The girl who said she didn't
Respect Barstool.
and then she took a selfie with you.
Later, yeah. That's why I said I can be an ambassador. I know how to. You would start screaming at her. I smooth things over, and she was like, "Oh wait, he's actually not a bad guy." That's one way to handle things.
I would. Yeah, don't come up and get in my face and ask for a selfie.
So, John, anything else you want to tell us about your date story?
No, I didn't close. I didn't close. When I decided to drive myself, I wasn't getting up at 7 in the morning on a Saturday. That just fucking wasn't happening.
Is she going clean with the whole
It was she didn't actually have it was it was. The thing was, her friends put it up as a joke, and they weren't going to do anything. Then it went super viral, and they were like, okay, we'll bring Feitelberg. So this girl didn't actually have an ex-boyfriend or anything like that. But I didn't know that until later in the day. So when I showed up at the fucking tailgate and some kid came up to me and goes, "What up? I'm the ex-boyfriend," I was like, this is fucking really, really weird. And they didn't tell me that was a joke until 3 hours later.
Got it. Yeah, the driving thing. I read your blog. That's the killer.
As soon as I made that choice, it was
go
over.
with them back to wherever.
Right. That was, I don't know if ending up in Drake on a Sunday morning is worth sex, but deciding to drive myself was not conducive to having sex.
Well, I think you also had hit the nail on the head with your first reason that you didn't get laid, being that.
Well, I look like this, Kevin. Yeah, it's tough.
So we don't have to nitpick the traffic.
But if in terms of fat guy dates, a tailgate at a football game is primo.
Oh, I was all bundled up.
Toss the football around, drink some beers, got a lot of layers.
Everybody's allowed to be gross. No one's gonna judge you for anything.
People were driving by me. I parked in. They were in P10 because they took a party bus. And so I parked in P20 thinking that was like right across the street. I had to walk so fucking far before this tailgate. I walked
You didn't go to the game with her? You didn't meet her first?
By the way?
No.
10 and 20?
What's that?
What was the 10 and 20 logic there?
I don't know. They'd be across the way.
10 and 20 were across the way.
They'd be across the street from each other. That was my idea. I mean, I knew where P10... I also knew where P10 generally was, and I thought I was at that point on the other side of the street. I was not. And I had to, I probably walked 2.5 miles with a 30 rack, so that was a bad way to start the day.
Yo, and to anyone who really thought that this thing was fake, can you sit back and think about the company you're talking about? We can't sit in front of our computer with Skype on and just talk for half an hour. And you think we coordinated Craigslist postings with the fucking Boston Channel 4 News? Get out of here, you idiot.
I think we share some of the responsibility for people thinking like that, though, because we don't believe anything's real. Every story that's a little bit weird on the internet, we're like, oh, Kimmel.
It wasn't real.
But it wasn't us who set it up.
No, it wasn't us who set it up, but it wasn't real on their end either. We had nothing to do with it. All right. I'm mad.
Oh, one thing that I did learn at the tailgate. Blind Mike emailed looking for the tickets. That wasn't a bit. That wasn't part of us.
Mike.
Take him how you can get him, man. Shoot your shot, Blind Mike.
Didn't even tell any of us. He just quietly emailed after we blogged about it. Hey, I'll take the tickets.
I want you. Mike, I need you upstairs.
I'm going.
Come on, Mike. Did you hear what we just said about you, Mike?
I vaguely heard something. What's it about?
You emailed the girl for the tickets?
No.
No?
No, I swear to God I didn't. I would tell you if I did.
I didn't see the email, but I was told that Mike emailed.
100% no.
So someone pretending to be Mike emailed, I guess.
Yeah, I can give you my email account, but no.
All right, that didn't go very well. All right, see you later,
Sorry.
Mike. No, I trust Mike too. I don't think Mike would lie about that. I don't like this fucking.
That opened up a can of worms, bringing up the KO Barstool.
Yeah, John, we didn't get your story hijacked. Just bring up the KO Barstool.
Well, I mean, Nancy Pants over here taking fucking selfies with a KO Barstool lady after she's like, I hate you, let's take a selfie. Fuck you.
It's almost like some people don't care about every little fucking thing that has to do with Barstool and just want to watch a football game and have a tailgate and drink a beer and not get in a fucking fight with the feminists.
Well, maybe then the feminist, Kevin, maybe the feminist shouldn't have come up into his face and been like, I don't respect you. I'm gonna spit in your eye and now let's take a selfie. Yeah, that's.
But you would have spent the entire tailgate fighting with this person instead of having a good time with your friends.
Hank. Having a good time with Hank.
That's pretty much the rundown. We have the Oregon State. You know what? This is running long. It's a noodly rundown. Oregon State guy tripped the ref. Do you guys have anything to add on that?
I thought it was a dickhead move until when I heard he was like, well, the ref's not going to call tripping on me. I'm going to trip him. Then you can't really argue with that logic once you hear his excuse.
I had +9 as my bailout Sunday night. Oregon State, they were up by about 20 all game, and then the wheels came off. So for me, this moment was like, it's going to go haywire. They're about to not cover. They ended up covering, but I agree. The fact that the guy was like, yeah, if the ref doesn't think tripping hurts, I'm going to trip him is a great response.
I think I lost 18 in a row on Saturday in college hoops.
Is it done?
Yeah, it's done. Done.
It's done.
It's
Peter's
done.
gone?
What's that?
Did you get furniture set or anything?
Furniture set.
Is there like a nightstand left?
Furniture set gone, night set gone, everything. I knew it would happen. I talked to Elio a lot about it. It's like, it was never my money. It's like I had it, but I never considered it mine. Now it's just gone. So.
Yeah, I understand. So, Dave, what's the plan now for Denver? You're not going to go?
I don't think I'm going to Denver. I'm just going to go to the Super Bowl. Unless I have a miraculous, feel better tomorrow, I may call up busboy Benny and say, are you free? Hank says it's 30 hours? 30 hours, so it's about...
Drive some of it.
4-hour trip. 4-day trip.
I mean, I just want to drive.
All right. Anything else?
I can drop you guys off in front of the stadium and then start driving the bus back.
I think we're good. Let's hopefully feel better tomorrow. Bring more of an A game.
Yeah, because that was a really bad rundown.
This is one of the worst rundowns we've had, maybe.
From you. We were ready.
Dan, I thought you were great.
I thought you were great too.
Guys talking
Ready,
about
you
fucking.
good takes. You brought nothing to the table.
Who's that guy who's a wide receiver on Arizona that you guys love?
Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald.
You know his name. You know no players' names. It's unbelievable. Larry Fitzgerald's been in the NFL for 40 years.
I know who Larry Fitzgerald is. I just forget. I'm a noodle.